High priestess, bam, she popped out. She was like, bam. With this family tree, you're building, you're sprouting out, not just to your physical family, but also to your soul family, and it's radiating outside of this atmosphere, and it's sending it into the cosmos. So as above, so below, as within, so without. Planting hopes, planting aspirations, and planting prayers and blessings that they were sending to you from their current time period. Hello, Divine Ones. This is Ashley for FD1111 Ministries. If you are listening to this on the podcast, Fueling the Flame podcast, you can always check out this prophetic channeling, prophetic reading on YouTube at FD1111 Ministries. If you are watching the video, hey, how you doing? I have a new setup here that you can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. You can check out the blog post, which will be listed in the description box below this podcast or either this video. In the blog post, I have journal prompts, and it's specifically dealing with divine feminine ancestral healing. This is going to help with your current circumstances. It's going to help with relationships and how you relate to others and relate to yourself. Okay, so before I get into the cards, you know, of course, me, I go with the flow. I wanted to mention some of the channel messages that I have been receiving. So a lot dealing with the divine feminine energy, and I'm talking about energy, but really honestly, it feels like a lot of suppression from ancestors, from our feminine ancestors. So you can definitely check out the blog post for to go more into detail about that. But this Lionsgate 888 portal is for the lionesses to step forward and to speak, for our ancestors, our feminine ancestors, to voice their fears, their doubts, even their wishes and their hopes, dreams, aspirations that they had locked within themselves. So I feel like when I said locked within, it was like DNA, locked within the DNA, a lot of disappointment, a lot of pain, but the healing is coming through us. So this initially was a broader message about opening the door for those that came before us, those that were in different situations historically, different mental states, all of that. So unlocking a lot of the DNA impressions, I hear a lot of hidden potential that snowballed and built momentum from past generations. So a couple of my clients that over the past like 2 months that I've been receiving downloads for them pertaining to their feminine ancestors. So a lot of that, those visuals would come through, and it was freeing. And I could see that the current feminine, divine feminine, was shedding tears for the past divine feminine and opening up that portal for the current and moving forward divine feminine. So this full moon happens in the sign of Leo, and it happens at 16 degrees of Leo. So the Sabian symbol for that is after storm, brilliant sunshine. And furthermore, it goes into detail about the storm ended. All nature rejoices in brilliant sunshine. So that automatically brought me to the scripture of Psalms 35, which it states, "Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes in the morning." So there's so many messages in this. So first, let me break it down. So weeping, of course, weeping is like a releasing of energy, a releasing of anger, disappointment. You can go on with that, pain, and it's a cathartic energy. So as you cry, as you weep, those tears that have flowed from your ancestors, moving into your current situation, that you're watering the seeds that your ancestors buried in the earth. I specifically see hands in the earth, planting seeds, planting wishes, planting hopes, planting aspirations, and planting prayers and blessings that they were sending to you from their current time period. And it is transferred through the soil, through the earth. So grounding yourself and getting out into nature, getting your feet and your hands into the soil is very important right now, I hear. I hear and I see as one dips their finger into the rich soil, like getting down past the grass, getting down to the soil. You may hear Duke in the background, but I got to keep going. that you're setting, like it's literally roots that are sprouting from your fingers, and it's going down to the richness, to the core of the earth, and you're sucking up energy like how roots do, how they form, how they network in the base of a tree. And that tree is the family tree. So this is the family tree is a message that has came through for since I pretty much started this ministry. And with this family tree, you're building, you're sprouting out, not just to your physical family, but also to your soul family. And it's radiating outside of this atmosphere, and it's sending it into the cosmos. So as above, so below, as within, so without. It's like sun rays, that childlike aspiration, that inner child being healed, getting your fingers down and sending that attention into the earth. Okay, so channel message. All right. May tarry. So weeping may tarry. Tarry is a phrase of something that may be held up. Something that is coming, but it may be held up. So you have to keep on building in that momentum, keep on waiting, meaning being of service, continuing to hold the space, continuing to move forward in the action of faith. So that way that you are holding space for that blessing to come in. Okay, so weeping may tarry for the night. So night is darkness, going within the subconscious mind, holding that faith, the faith that is activated in the subconscious mind and therefore played out into the physical. But joy is a state of mind. Joy is a frequency. It's not just being happy. Happy is temporary. Like I may be happy, I may be sad. That's emotional. But we're talking about the state of mind, like your mindset, your mental and energetic and emotional thermostat is set at the frequency of joy. Joy comes in the morning. And I like, and really when the spirit, that morning hits so clearly. So morning, like how weeping and mourning, like that deep within oneself. Mourning, like you're giving it up. You're giving up that burden, you giving up that disappointment, like how I've been talking about with the disappointment and the lack mentality, or that lack of faith altogether. Like you're mourning, that deep mourning, you're giving that up as an offering in exchange for the blessing. Okay, so it comes in the morning. So the play on words about night, the subconscious mind, and morning being the conscious mind. That's what the sun, when they would offer up, I see like people way back, in Greek times and in the ancient times, mythological times, that the sun god, if you will, they would offer offerings to the sun god. And what this could be someone doing an actual ritual, not to a god, but to their conscious mind. It's like, I did this work in the subconscious space. I did this work within the inner work. Now I'm offering it up to the sun, the conscious mind, my actions. I'm offering it up. Okay. All right, give me a second. So our personal inner strength through ancestral healing. So a lot of these strings, I see energetic strings, almost like yarn, if you will. So it's not like really, it's not unbreakable. That's why I see strings of yarn, and that's turning into confetti. Like these strings of yarn that are like on the fingers, on the elbows, on the arms. I see different ones coming out of the pineal, out of the eyelids, out of the eyes, almost like how the sun rays are coming out. And that was once being puppeteered by lower vibrational energy, is that you are transmuting that, and those strings, those yarns, those pieces of energy that are like pulling away at your energy, puppeteering you, they're transforming and transmuting into confetti, into joy, rejoicing. And that's through ancestral healing. So I really feel like, I've never been one to really like talk to ancestors. I would have dreams or messages that will come through from ancestors and from people that I know that have transitioned and they would give me messages, but I've never been one to like set up an ancestor altar or anything like that. But I feel like someone, may not be everyone, should write a letter to their grandparent, write a letter to someone that they may have had some type of close connection with, and ask them. I have here the Three of Swords, and with this Three of Swords, you see that yarn? I'll have it pictured on the screen. And for those that are watching or listening on the podcast, what it is three swords, which represents the mentality, and it's wrapped in red yarn. I hear velvet. Give me a second. Okay. And writing a letter for someone, I feel like it's their grandparent, and asking them a specific question. A second. I'm seeing where I'm supposed to go. So strength, courage, and wisdom. These three swords, strength, courage, and wisdom. These three swords represent strength, courage, and wisdom. Think about a battle, and you have to have all three. You have to be able to strategize. You have to be able to look at the situation, how to assess the situation, how to best attack the enemy. The enemy is not the projections that we put off onto the world. It's all within me. It's all the energies, the aspects that you have not allowed yourself to go into, those spaces, into those nooks and crannies, and allowing the conscious mind to shine light on it. So therefore you can transmute the situation. Strength, courage, and wisdom comes from within, and battling and slaying those dragons, the quote unquote demons, within oneself. And then you have a different perspective of the outer world, and the outer world will bring what is within you. It's like a magnet. I have two aces of swords from two different decks. Okay, we have a lot of sword energy, a lot of slaying the dragon. Okay, slaying the dragon. And the dragon is fear, doubt, and lack. Okay. With you, how the way you slay this dragon, this beast, is through strength, courage, and wisdom. Okay, give me a second. Let's see where I'm supposed to go. I also want to mention that the next Sabian symbol at the 17th degree of Leo is a choir coming together and singing, rejoicing. Isn't that beautiful? Like, after going through such a difficult time, it could have been lifetimes. Here with the Three of Swords, could have been lifetimes. It could have just been lifetimes through the ancestral space, through family lineages that played out certain mindsets and certain behavior patterns that yielded certain, I hear responses, triggers. Okay. And through this healing energy, as we have the Sun card here, as well as with the Strength card, 8. 8 is always about the number of transformation, which takes strength. It's always about as above, so below. And it deals with the butterfly energy, which is so ironic because I have here a new deck from one of my soul sisters. And it's a divine transformation from Angelic Revelation 144. You can check her link out down below. And the other decks that are mentioned or featured here from independent authors. Okay. Yeah, so with this Strength card, we're talking about the lion, and the lion deals with the activation of the heart chakra, the heart space, the sacred heart. And this beast is tamed by a feminine energy. It's all about love. I have the Two of Cups in the reverse. On my side, it was reversed, but as you see it, it's held upright. So take that how the way you want to take it. If you see it in the reverse, that's cool. If you see it upright, that's cool. We have to get in the habit of being able, I hear, to transmute our own energy. That means being able to have your own perspective and interpret things the way how your higher self gives it to you, not the way how it's fed to you. Okay, give me a second. A lot of this deals with ancestral relationships. I even hear it could be like karmic cycles. It's something about the rotation of the sun. So it could be over years, over generations. Okay. All right, let me see what other messages are coming through. The Seven of Swords. I hear rethink. Rethink and reclaim. That's what I hear. Rethink and reclaim. And from my deck, I'm going to pull a couple cards, a couple oracle cards here. Rethink and reclaim. With that rethink and reclaim, someone could be ready to write something off, giving up because they lack in strength, courage, and wisdom. And the Divine Spirit is saying, rethink and reclaim. So rethink the situation, reassess the situation from your higher self, from the eagle's eye, and reclaim that situation. I hear put some love on it. Daily journaling, 69 evolution, and on the bottom, well done. And stop worrying, okay? And 𝐻𝐻𝐻, which is so funny because we are in the 𝐻𝐻𝐻 portal, the Lionsgate portal, and transfiguration. Miraculous events with the transfiguration. That's being a witness to something that is so mind-boggling that it will have to take a miracle. For someone, it could be healing. The last weekly word was about the prophetess Anna. And you can check that reading out. It was a lot. It was a lot that came through during that. I definitely feel like someone is breaking a lot of change. Bringing change in by breaking a lot of chains. A job well done. Someone is being rewarded for their faithfulness. Now I'm going to pull a butterfly transformation card. Relocating. It's time to spread your wings and fly. Someone could be afraid to move from a physical location, maybe afraid to leave a specific type of connection. I'm going to pull another one. Safety and security. Things may seem very unstable currently. It is wise to do a root chakra work to help you balance your energies. Fear of security, and that comes from habits. I hear habits built from previous generations, and they have snowballed. We have the King of Cups, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This could have something to do with a relationship, also has something to do with father relationships and father figures, as we have the Sun card here and the King of Cups. With the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, seeing things from a different perspective, from a higher perspective, once again, especially here with the Ace of Swords, double Ace of Swords. So these two cards came out from my new Oracle deck, publishing later on this year. I am worthy. You are worthy of all good things because you are made in the image of God. Genesis 1:27. It doesn't have the backing on here because these are just like a little printed copy, just to get an idea of how they will look when they are printed professionally. I am perfect peace. God will keep your mind, body, and heart in perfect peace. John 16:33. Okay, so with that, the worthiness with the root chakra card and the Sun card, this is saying, I see the belly button. First of all, I see a belly button, and I see like it's some energy there, like an umbilical cord that is still attached to the source. And that source is ciphering energy from this person. And they have to take and cut. Here we have the Ace of Swords. Take and cut that umbilical cord. This could be a man. Someone may have mother issues. Women issues. I sort of hesitate when I say issues because I don't want to be like judgmental of anybody. This person is very sensitive, as we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, they may have relationship problems due to a lack of intimacy in the earlier stages. So either they're too clingy, or either they're like, they repel deep connections altogether. And the mother is still ciphering energy from this person. So it feels like a dude that's attracted to feminine, like female. But it could be a female that's attracted to females. Okay. But you are worthy of the relationship that you truly desire. And you truly desire a specific type of relationship, but however, you've never seen a physical manifestation of it in your personal reality. Now on TV, yeah, hearing about other people, word of mouth from a second or third party, yeah, but in your physical reality, seeing that, you have never experienced that, not even in your inner circle. All right, I'm gonna pull some other cards. We have here the Star card. Yeah, okay, so this has to do with lovers, the Star card and the Sun card. So it could be an Aquarius and it could be a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I even hear Venus. And this is a couple that has been through quite a bit. It doesn't mean they have been through something together. It could just be that they have been through things separately throughout their lifetime, and it's like things are working out, but on the higher plane, on the astral plane, you are worthy of this connection. Some people have been building this family tree, but however, they have been cutting and gnawing at it, I hear. So that gnawing is like a pacifying, because they haven't developed. Like, think about a baby when they're cutting teeth, that they gnaw on things because they haven't developed their teeth. Their teeth have not broken the skin, and it has not developed, and has not matured. So with this energy, it's like the family tree, they take and they gnaw on it. Like that family tree, it could be different connections, different relationships that are connected to the family tree or family unit, and they use that energy to pacify themselves instead of maturing out of that gnawing stage. It could just be gnawing on the aspect or the lower energy, like the lower understanding of the connection. Like, I'm just going to feed on the toxic energy of a family unit or of the family tree. So they just feed off this toxicity within that family unit. And even surrounding like a idea of the family unit. Pull in some more cards. We have the Ace of Cups in the reverse, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And then we have here the Eight of, I don't know if this is what, I think this is of Wands. But anyways, I'm going off the symbology off of here. Here we have a spider in the middle in the web. Yeah, I feel like someone probably has worked their way into a corner with a connection, and even surrounding finances, and they don't know how, I hear karmic debt, they don't know how to rectify the situation, they don't know how to pay it back. And that could be on a higher plane, as far as like how I was saying karmically, that they have just done so much stuff in their life that they feel so guilty and they feel like they're stuck. It's like a spider that has weaved such a good web that they have caught themselves in that web. It could be I hear a chronological liar. A chronological, okay, maybe they tell lies in sequence. I'm not exactly sure, but it is emotionally draining on their energy and on their consciousness. And they're like, how do I even unravel all of this that I have worked myself in? It's like someone that has painted themselves into a corner, and now they have to wait for the paint to dry, but the paint is not going to dry because, like, I don't know, it's not meant to dry, because they have to actually rectify the situation. And that whole message is saying that the only way how to cure this sickness of fibbing, of fantasizing, and the fantasies that are connected to these fibs and vice versa, is to speak truth, okay? And allow yourself to be in perfect peace, because although things may be difficult here with the Ace of Swords upright, and then we have the Three, matter how the way I'm holding it, what the Spirit is saying is that the only way how to rectify this wrong and how to rectify the situation. And this pattern of situations is to fess up and to be honest and be completely honest. It may sting at first, but however, it's like that you have to have this medicine in your system, the medicine and the healing staff of truth and knowledge, and speaking your personal truth at all times. And when I say personal truth, let me make it clear that you're telling the fib. It's not like this person seems to be someone that will find a way around telling the truth. So when I said personal truth, I was not referring to that's Duke. I was not referring to like, oh, let me find my own way of making this right by telling a white lie or the black truth, if you will. No, you have to be completely 100. Like it's a 100% pure truth. It's not your personal truth. It's the truth at all times in order for to right this wrong and to make things, I hear, still in your life. Because it's a lot of commotion and a lot of mess going on. So this could be not just the viewer, but it sometimes comes through as energy of the viewer. And this is also a timeless message too. So yeah, it's something that's unraveling. I hear the next 6 to 9 months. All right, we have the King of Swords, and then we have the Justice card in the reverse. It just feels like the same person I was just talking about, someone that may know how to stretch the truth or yeah, pretty much stretch the truth or tell the truth every now and then to mix it up. Like, okay, lie, truth. Lie, truth. Lie, partial lie, full truth. It's like they have this pattern and it's not good. All right, so last bit of cards. All right, we have the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and then we have the Hangman upright. It really feels like the same person that may be in denial. So there you go. You got to do it. Okay. All right, let me go back to this ancestor in the feminine. Yeah, I feel like I pretty much said everything I'm supposed to say. That's what I feel like. Okay. So I do have a little mini prayer list. I don't think I'm going to do a prayer. I don't feel called to do a prayer after this reading. But I do send everyone truth, strength, courage, and wisdom. And don't forget to check out those transformation right here with the Death card. Don't forget to check out those journal prompts. They're different from the ones that are listed in the Angel Lunar Planner. And that link is also down below. The Ascended Bible Divine Guidance cards are down below. All the decks from independent oracle creators, myself included, are listed down below. And yeah, so stay tuned for the upcoming I Am That I Am Divine Guidance cards and other stuff. It's been a lot that has been coming through, especially for the Divine Feminine that have been misrepresented over history. And specifically in the Bible, immediate downloads. It's almost like someone that called me on the phone and said, hey, are you Ashley such and such and such? And I'm like, hey, yeah, it's me. And then they start telling their story. And one of the first ones that came was 𝐽𝐼𝐿. And that's it was instant download. And then I went back and I did some research, and because I never really did any research on her. And it was just like that. It was exactly how it came through. And it's an archetype. Yeah. So, I'm going to get into that later. Another one is Mary Magdalene. I have spoken on her before. The Witch of Endor and the misrepresentation of her and a lot of other Divine Feminine, especially in the Bible. That's what I mainly deal with. And so stay tuned for that. I don't know how the Divine Spirit will have me to do the messages. Right now, I'm just holding on to them until the right time, because it is going to be a project that is associated with them. But however, I don't know if I'm supposed to do individual messages for each one of them, or if I'm just going to do one big video, or how it's supposed to be. We shall see exactly what happens with that. So if you like this content, please share it, leave a comment, like. All of that helps the analytics of these videos to get out to more individuals. If you haven't subscribed and joined our ministry here, make sure you do subscribe, hit the subscribe bell, as well as the notification bell so you can receive notifications when we post new content. All right, these are channeled prophetic messages, non-denominational. I don't fool with denomination or with religion, really. My modality, as everyone has a modality of explaining God, the infinite source, happens to be through the lens of the Bible and using tarot and alchemy. All right. We have the high priestess. Bam. She popped out. She was like, bam, I'm here. I'm bringing the clarity, double time, baby. I'm bringing the clarity from the higher self and from the lower realms. I hear misguided, like a lot of the divine feminine and the high priest from the high priest clan, tribes, wherever, all over, have been not just misrepresented, but also like hindered in some way because they are in the vessel of a womb man and they weren't respected. But that is definitely changing. And I hear unity and uniting and womb, but it wasn't just the womb though. It's not just because you have a womb. It's like those that it doesn't matter about the sex, because you can have this type of energy, not like high priest, but literally high priestess, and still be in the physical temple of a man. It's not about sex or sexual orientation or preference or anything like that. This is a frequency. It's a title, a badge. Much like, I mean, pretty much everything from Christ to Buddha, you know, all of these different archetypes. The archetypes is energy, it's representation, it's symbology. Okay, so yeah, a lot of us are getting into this energy of knowing, of walking in our divine authority, taking things not by force, but by mental and psychic, I hear, and even it's another, from just their energy, just their presence, and their presence that may not, it's not like they have to go physically somewhere. It's like they just send out this signal, this sequence of signals that brings things to them, almost like a servant. They literally have servants. Like, it doesn't have to be like a physical person, but literally how a physical person will go out and pick up something and bring it back to a person. That's how this energy is. Okay. So yeah, the message, I'm wrapping it up. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will catch you guys on the next full moon, which happens to be in the sign of Aquarius. Make sure you check out the monthly energy overview that will be listed somewhere over here. The biblical strategies and study tools that we have here. If you have any requests, I will be answering them as I can. I do have a couple requests to answer some videos, and I'm hopefully going to get to it today. Make sure you check out the weekly word, and I'll talk to you guys later. This is Ashley. Peace.